tradition focusing on safety continues today with the story of the Miller family. I'm here with Kathy and Sam, and they take all kinds of precautions when it comes to keeping their children safe, especially around the home. So tell me, guys, what kind of things do you do to keep your kids safe on a daily basis?
Well, some of the things are just simple and obvious. You know, we lock the doors and windows, keep the outside lights on at night. Like I change the batteries in the smoke alarm twice a year.
And Kathy, anything?
I never leave candles burning unattended. Medicines are kept out of reach of the kids, and I'm really careful with the iron.
And these are sort of simple things, but often overlooked.
Yeah, well, we also keep the garage locked, you know, so the kids can't get to the paints, chemicals, lawn equipment, stuff like that.
And I know it may sound silly, but I even load the dishwasher with the forks and knives pointing downward.
That's something I don't even do at home. So is there anything else besides that you think is really important around the home?
Well, I also carry a firearm, but I keep that safe in a lockbox, you know, unloaded, and the ammunition totally separate.
Yeah, out of arm's reach of the children.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a great, obviously essential.
Yes.
Yeah. Today, 1 in 3 Americans, like the Miller family, owns a firearm. And with this comes an enormous amount of responsibility. There's so much you need to know to be a safe gun owner, from what type of storage is best for your firearm to what type of firearm is best for your safety needs. Kel-Tec is one of the front runners in the development and production of high-quality firearms, with an emphasis on safety and secure storage. Keeping you and your family safe is Kel-Tec's #1 priority. So I'm here with Chad from Kel-Tec. Chad, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Now, you are obviously involved with the gun industry, and we're going to talk today a little bit about gun safety. And in today's, in the world we live in today, nothing is more crucial than that, just to make sure that people understand all there is to be a safe gun owner.
Absolutely, gun safety is paramount. Guns and safety go hand in hand. And so if you're going to choose a firearm, you have to think about your surroundings. Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a house with a lot of acreage? Kind of somewhere like in a normal neighborhood where maybe your neighbor's only 120 feet away from you, something like that. So you really have to think about what it is that you need for your particular situation.
So all those things speak to the type of firearm that you're going to look to actually purchase to begin with.
Absolutely, yeah, and also the ergonomics of the firearm. So you want something that's going to fit you, not only suit your needs, but also fit your hand and something that you're going to be comfortable firing.
So don't get drawn in by the movies and things like that where you see somebody with some gigantic hand cannon.
Right,
It's not going to work if you're a small hand or whatever else.
Yeah, or something that's too small for you.
Yeah.
That happens as well. So yeah, you just want to be something that you're confident with.
Yeah, so training, I'm guessing, is a huge part of being a sensible gun owner.
It is, and that's probably where you're going to find the perfect gun for you and for your scenario, because there's going to be instructors at any local range that you go to, so you can go there and pick their brain, find out what it is that fits you the best. They'll take you into the range and they'll go through several firearms with you, talk to you about your surroundings, then talk to you about ammunition.
Yeah.
All those things are important, and having confidence in your firearm, definitely. There's a lot of talk about background checks and things of that nature. The FBI does do a background check on you when you buy a firearm from a retailer, so it's very important. So it's safety from the top down, and eventually it gets to you. What do you need to protect your home, your property? Figure that out. Learn all the safety rules, that are posted. You can go to almost any firearm manufacturer website and they'll have some sort of safety list there for you. So the information's out there, just dig for it and talk to people. Talk to people that are experienced shooters.
Yeah, get the knowledge from people who already know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
And then, but obviously, you hear instances of accidents around the home. A lot of that is because of not storing firearms safely.
Correct, yes. That's the second part of this thing. So you have to be comfortable with your firearm, but you also have to have a place to put it to keep it out of the hands of people that aren't comfortable with it. So in other words, if you have kids, you obviously don't want the kids getting to your firearm. So you're going to need some sort of a safe or a lockbox. There's some companies out there that make some amazing furniture. One of them comes to mind is Tactical Walls. They make furniture you can actually store a gun. It's not a safe, but it's a place to keep a gun out of the sight of potential criminals or kids or somebody that may just be visiting your house. But it's also something you can easily access.
So it's concealed like an active panel that might move out of the way.
Yes, or a mirror or some a shelf or something like that. They make some pretty neat stuff. And then there's also biometric safes, something you might want to keep by your bed.
Like this, it measures your fingerprint or thumbprint.
That's right. You put your hand on it and it opens up in less than a second. It allows you to retrieve your firearm in case something happens in the middle of the night.
So that turns it into a single user experience. Nobody else can actually get into that.
That's right. Device. Yeah, and you can program it for multiple people, but your kids can bang on it all they want and try to get into it. Nothing's going going to happen.
So you would equally store your ammunition in something like that as well?
I personally keep my ammunition with my firearm because if I need that gun, I need it for a reason. And I don't want to have to get my gun and then go to the other side of the house or another side of my room and try to open something else in the middle of the night when I'm dead asleep and try to find my ammo and get it into my gun. So I keep them together.
Yeah.
And when they're in that lockbox, again, it's safe. Nobody else can get in there.
Yeah. So guns have locking mechanisms on them?
Yeah, there's safeties on guns. Some guns don't have safeties on them, but the safety, again, really boils down to you. When you know those firearm rules, the 4 basic rules, you'll know that you got to keep your finger off the trigger. Don't point the gun at anything you don't intend to destroy. Be aware of what's in your foreground and background, you know? So if you have to deploy that weapon, make sure that you're not pointing it at a wall where maybe your kids are sleeping or maybe, you know, your wife is sleeping or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's where safety comes from. But yes, there are guns that have external manual safeties, and that's one of those other things that you really have to get comfortable turning on and off. Because if you've got a manual safety on that gun, in a panic, you got to remember to take that safety off.
Yeah. So there's so much that lends itself back to the issue of just being trained.
Absolutely.
And being proficient.
Absolutely. It's all about training. And there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help.
What about maintenance? Is there much to be done as far as maintaining?
Yes, absolutely. You want to keep your gun clean and oiled. You want to try to eliminate all the variables that come to firearm failures. Because it is a mechanical device, like your car, it can break down. But if you maintain it properly and keep it lubed and keep it in a nice dry place, it's going to work for you.
Yeah. Well, obviously, on Operation Build, we're all about just enlightening people as to safety aspects and to the importance of paying attention to details. You know, obviously, if everybody took their gun safety responsibility seriously, followed up, and became well versed and well educated, obviously there will be less issues.
Absolutely.
On the legal side.
You're absolutely right. Yep, that is for sure. A responsible gun owner is not going to have accidents, and they're not going to have problems fighting for a right that that they know really well. So you're right. If there were more responsible gun owners, we wouldn't have this argument as much.
The idea of a firearm for personal safety is to never actually need to use it.
Exactly. You don't want to have to shoot anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But you certainly don't want someone to hurt your family or yourself.
Well, Chad, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you taking the time to come in from Kel-Tec and to teach us a lot about this industry. And thank you again.
Thank you very much.